Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is D with Nearfall Gaming. We are back for another episode of our Smackdown vs. Raw 2008 GM mode. We're going to get a quick recap of what we did last week on the April 12th edition of Smackdown before we just jump right into April 19th. Match number 1 was part of the number 1 contendership tournament for the World Heavyweight title. We'll throw up a quick graphic as we see Chris Masters beat Elijah Burke. On to match number 2, Tag Team Exhibition. MVP and Johnny Nitro defeat Kenny Dykstra and Gregory Helms. Rey Mysterio defeats King Booker in the number 1 contendership tournament. Mr. Kennedy defeated Bobby Lashley via countout. Not necessarily an official tournament match, but Bobby Lashley had placed his tournament spot on the line after defeating Mr. Kennedy the week prior. Mr. Kennedy wins by countout, thus granting him entry, or re-entry I should say, back into the number 1 contendership title tournament, and Bobby Lashley is now booted off of the tournament. In our main event, we've got Edge's first appearance of the season, or of the series, taking on Marcus Corvon in an open challenge. You see MVP and Nitro are on that side. Kayfabe, it's one-on-one. Gameplay was a handicap match. Johnny Nitro and MVP ultimately came in, caused a distraction, and aided Edge in his victory over Marcus Corvon, despite Marcus Corvon giving a solid showing. Last 3 matches were all 3 stars, and then a 2-star and a 2.5. That I feel like that warrants a 3-star show rating, but it is what it is. 3, 6, 9, 11.5, 13.5. Yeah, whatever. I don't know. I think we should have got a 3-star. I would have given us a 3-star, especially since our main event delivered in that sense. And it was just a handicap match. It wasn't anything special. We just stayed pretty vanilla on that one. But moving on, April 19th, Smackdown. We've got our card set. We're going to go over and just kind of give you some context, give you the preview of what our match card is. Opening up the night is going to be Gregory Helms and Kenny Dykstra taking on newly acquired Matt and Jeff Hardy in the tag team division. Match number 2 is going to be our Cruiserweight Champion, Chavo Guerrero, taking on William Regal in an exhibition contest as well. William Regal, also a new face amongst SmackDown. Then we've got match number 3, Johnny Nitro taking on Marcus Corvon in singles competition. Both of these guys have their tag team partners with them, and they will be ready to go. Nothing necessarily on the line. Marcus Corvon just wants to get back at Johnny Nitro and MVP for causing that distraction. These right now are the 2 top tag teams in the division, so we're going to see where this goes, and that's pretty much where the motive for Johnny Nitro and MVP's actions last week was, because they know that Marcus Corvon and Elijah Burke are right now probably the biggest threat to take the vacant tag team championships, and they're trying to get their names out there as well. Match number 4, Rey Mysterio, Bobby Lashley in tag team action against King Booker and Mr. Kennedy. Just kind of fallout last week. Rey Mysterio defeated King Booker. Mr. Kennedy defeated Bobby Lashley. A lot of drama around Mr. Kennedy and Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley's trying to beat Mr. Kennedy's ass. King Booker is trying to get back at Rey Mysterio for knocking him out the tournament. So our general manager just put them together, put these 4 gentlemen that want to beat the shit out of each other, put them in a tag team match, and let them go at it. And then in our main event, we've got the first match of the semi-final round of the World Heavyweight Championship tournament. Chris Masters versus Kane. Edge is going to be at commentary for this match. The tournament is coming to a close. We're down to 4. We'll show up the graphic again here. So clearly you can see Chris Masters, Kane, Rey Mysterio, and Mr. Kennedy. And Edge is pretty much very interested in these matches to see who's going to come out on top and who's ultimately going to face him at Judgment Day. So that's our show, and let's just go ahead, we'll lock it in and get right into it. Alright, match number 1, Gregory Helms, Kenny Dykstra versus the Hardy Boys. We're going to simulate it. And that's the kayfabe outcome. The Hardy Boys, on their debut, take home the tag team victory. This is now 3 losses in a row for Gregory Helms and Kenny Dykstra. You can see there is some frustration there, but Gregory Helms still just patting Kenny Dykstra on the back and saying, hey man, we're going to get through it. They've both taken a share of taking the pins. Kenny Dykstra took the pin in their first match against Marcus Corvon, Elijah Burke, and in this match against Matt and Jeff Hardy, with Jeff Hardy picking up the pin here. Yeah, 3 straight losses for these guys, so they're going to try to right the ship next week. We'll see what they want to do. Chavo Guerrero and William Regal. This is going to be another simulation, just another exhibition match. And we got to back up. Pause. And that is not the kayfabe outcome. Chavo is going to come away with this one as well. William Regal works for his popularity because he's like a 50 popularity, I guess. But Chavo is actually going to take home the W here in this match. And then in match number 3, we got Johnny Nitro taking on Marcus Corvon. And we are going to play this match. And just so you guys know, I have changed the in-game difficulty to legendary. Hopefully it'll be apparent because I forgot to show it on screen. I only changed it before this week, but we did fix that issue. So hopefully the game is going to be, at least the in-game is going to be a little bit more exciting in that regard. We got Johnny Nitro coming out with MVP by his side. I don't know if we're going to see MVP, but we've actually already seen all of these guys' entrances, so we're just going to skip through them pretty quickly. We'll just show the little initial bit. Marcus Corvon, I dig his entrance. I think it's pretty groovy. The theme is pretty sick. Marcus Corvon, he's just one of my favorite characters on this game, honestly. So we see him coming down to the ring, and it's just going to be one-on-one. Obviously, they've got their tag team partners together. Marcus Corvon asked for this match after Johnny Nitro and MVP stuck their noses up in his business, up in his match against the World Heavyweight Champion Edge. And it was kind of his chance to, get into. Let's actually put the HUD back on. Was testing some stuff out.
He was one step ahead on that one.
But anyway, Nitro MVP made a distraction in Corvon's match against Edge last week. Corvon's upset because that was kind of his chance to showcase his abilities and his talents, and he felt like he was cheated, and he's trying to get some revenge. Now both of these tag teams, both these teams have not lost in tag team action.
Are you surprised?
They've only had, I think, one match each, in tag team wise, so it's not like it's that big a deal. But anyway,
on the mat,
they are at the top of the division. However, after Johnny Nitro, Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy defeated Kenny Dykstra and Gregory Helms, I believe there are 3 teams that are all 1-0 in tag team action. And technically,
I think every fan in this arena is just waiting for the day when Johnny
match
Nitro
tonight
gets what's
is a
coming
tag
to
team
him.
match between Bobby Lashley and Rey Mysterio taking on Mr. Kennedy and King Booker. So there will be that as well. There will be 4 teams that are all 1-0 in the tag team.
There's the
so we're gonna have to see
reversal.
what we got to do there.
He's got this crowd solidly behind him, and now he's
I'm
going
kind
to
of
give
getting my
them
ass beat
exactly
now.
what they want to
I gotta
say.
focus a little bit.
You can't just keep playing to the crowd. That's a huge distraction, in
Corvon
my
just
opinion.
might beat the shit out of me just right. Oof.
You don't normally see guys as big and strong as Marcus
given that I
Corvon
did
move
make
as
the change to
quickly as he
legendary, and I
does.
think I've played a total of
In
like
that
6
speed,
matches
combined with
on
his
this game
overpowering
since I
strength,
started
has
the
led to the
series. I do
downfall
back
of
up
many
again.
a superstar.
it might be a bit of a transition period, and I might just get my ass beat.
The adrenaline is pumping. The crowd is coming
Because right now,
alive.
that is exactly what is going on. Is Corvon
Hey,
is whooping
try
my
to restrain
ass.
yourself a little bit, okay? You're supposed to be calling this down the middle.
Hey, he's tired. He's tired. Oh shit! I gotta get out of the ring. Because I'm pretty sure I cannot reverse.
Each of these competitors is looking
Well,
for the
hey, he's helping me
slightest
get
hint
out
of
of the
weakness in
ring.
the other.
That's the law of the jungle. An injured
But I don't want
superstar
him
is
to
like a
come out the
wounded
ring with me.
animal. It's survival.
I'm not trying to
of
win by
the
count
fittest.
out, man. Don't make me
And
do
that
this
also
again.
means that if you're not at
Lashley versus
100%,
Kennedy.
you've got to be able to hide it from your
Instead of pandering to the fans, you
I
should
think
really keep your head in the
He was
match.
reversing everything.
Come on, you're looking at a superstar who can feed off the crowd and use
Oh,
that
yeah,
energy to
Nacho's
win the
a
match.
Cruiserweight, so he's got the roll. Okay. Damn.
Even if you wind up winning a match like this, you're going to be feeling it
He's just
for
beating
the
the shit
next
out of me.
week.
Okay.
Yes, but that's the case if you lose as well. And having to deal with emotional as
Oh,
well
that's
as
bullshit.
physical pain
100%
is that much
reverse
worse.
that one. Listen.
Hey, that's pretty insightful for a guy who's never wrestled
There
a
you go,
match in
Nitro.
his life.
There you
Well,
go.
I've been in the locker room after a match and seen the superstars who don't get their
Oh,
hands
overshot
raised.
that by
You
a
can
large
literally
margin.
feel the disappointment radiating off them. It's not a pretty sight. I hope this isn't the last time we see these superstars face off.
I don't say this too often, but I completely agree with you. This has all the makings of a nice, long rivalry.
I don't know how nice it is, but there are certainly some issues between these superstars, and I think this match might only
Jesus.
exasperate them.
Hey,
my
watch
gosh.
your language. This is a family show.
I said exasperate. Not, oh, never mind.
Come on, Corvon. There we go.
When I first
Get
heard
him,
about this
Nitro.
match, I wasn't sure what to think, but these
Nice, okay, I
superstars
like
are
that.
blowing.
I like that.
Looks like someone's moving up in
Now
the
I
world.
can't do the taunt to make him get up, so I literally just perched up waiting for him to stand.
Man, this crowd
What?
is
He
really
had
swelling
2
this
feet
guy's
flat
head.
on the ground,
There's no doubt that these
Sta-
fans love
like,
him,
in
and
getting
he's feeding
up.
off that energy right now.
and you're gonna tell me that
He slipped
he
out
was
of that
prone
one.
to the gate? You're gonna do a flying elbow drop to a man that's standing up?
I know
I
that
disagree
Johnny
with that.
Nitro is an incredibly talented superstar, but it's almost this superstar is all fired up, and so is this capacity crowd.
Yeah? Well, one
we
mistake
go.
and we're going to see that fire put out pronto.
Damn, so really kind of what I'm going
I
for
think we
in
might
the
be
finish,
looking at the future of the
if we
WWE
can
in this
get
ring
this
tonight.
to go our way,
You know,
is I'm
there's
trying to get a
such thing
W
as
for
playing
Johnny
to the
Nitro.
crowd too much,
And
and
in the
that's what I'm
kayfabe,
seeing
where
here.
are my managers?
I disagree. He's wrestled
The
this match
managers
his
are
way
just not
all
here,
along,
and
and now
I'm
we see it paying off.
Almost certain I booked them to be here, but they're just not. But anyway,
These
I
superstars have been
want Johnny
given
Nitro to get the
everything
W here,
they've got
and I want
all
him to do it
night.
kind of in like a shitty way.
They sure have. And that's where the superb conditioning of the WWE
Standing
superstars
strut
comes into
press.
play.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah, you're not going to win
I
a
don't
match
like
if
how
you're
he kicked
blown
out
up
immediately.
2
I hope
minutes
that was just
into
because
it.
of a rope break.
You can say that again.
If not,
I've seen
he
matches
might be-
won
oh, yeah,
and
he's a
lost
lower.
simply because one
Red
superstar
head,
was
or
able to
orange head.
outlast their opponent.
Oh, what the? Okay. Alright. I wasn't sure what was
Here's
going
the
on.
pin.
Oh,
This
use the
could be
ropes,
it.
Nitro. 2, 3. Alright.
The power of the alpha male is just plain scary.
So the AI
That's for sure.
does not
Here it is. He's building up a head of
stand for
steam,
your
and he's about
bullshit
to let
if
his
you're trying
opponent
to do
have it.
And if his opponent is smart, he'll get
A
the
running
hell
grapple
out of
or
there.
running strike of any
Come
kind.
on,
because I
quit
have
showing
not
off. This is a
really any
wrestling
weapon. That's
match,
my
not
bread
a
and butter.
popularity
Shouldn't hurt your
contest.
feelings.
We've seen this before. He's been wrestling his style of match, and he's coming up on a big payoff. Look at that. That's going to go over big with the fans and build some momentum at the same time.
Of course he
You
is.
got to watch out for your opponent when they're getting fired up.
Damn,
like
son.
this. Oh, man, these WWE fans are fired up.
They sure are, and you know that's going to have an effect on this match.
I got orange body. I might be in
Certainly
trouble.
don't envy the referee in this match.
No kidding. No matter what call you make, you're going to get on the bad side of at least one superstar.
And that's about the last place you want to be if you're not a superstar yourself. Trust me, I know.
Every time I see Johnny Nitro, I'm blown away.
I
And
think
he's still
part of
just
why
a
I've had
kid.
such
He's got his
struggle
whole
with
career ahead of him.
making these
Don't remind me. I'm afraid we'll have to put
reversals
up with some
is that
jerk
I've
for
been
years to
watching
come.
Believe me,
from
I
my
feel the same way about
the
you,
broadcast
and I'm
studio
sure
on PC
Nitro
rather than
would agree.
actually watching the monitor that's playing the game. And there's, I mean, it's not a bad delay,
Man, what
but
a
there is, I
match.
think,
Kids,
just
if you're
a
watching
slight
this,
enough delay
don't
that I'm
try
not going
this
to
stuff at home.
Absolutely
much.
not. These are trained WWE superstars. And even they wind up seriously injured sometimes.
But so far,
That's for sure. Even me, a former WWE champion, has had his share of injuries over the years.
yeah, that sucks. Okay, so I can't even fight out of his
Boy, how impressive
long
is
grapples
Marcus
like that
Corban.
if he,
He's the alpha male. He's the top of the food
taking
chain.
me out with the
They
headbutt.
don't get any
See, okay,
bigger
now I
or
can do the.
fatter than
I
him.
just got to make sure I watch the right monitor when he's punching the fuck out of my face, and then, then it's
This
not as bad.
capacity crowd is certainly getting
Otherwise,
its
I think
money's
I'm okay.
worth here tonight.
And it's a good thing, too. If they're not buying tickets,
We'll see.
we're not getting...
That
Whoa,
turnbuckle is
motherfucker,
exactly
let's
where
go.
You don't want to wind up.
Going up that turnbuckle hurts a hell of a lot less than coming down from it.
Got the knees up. Man, Corvan is just giving me a run right now. See, this is the
I
level
don't think
that
anyone in this
Corvan is
match
going
has
to
even
be
considered that they
in
might
this
not walk
series.
out the winner.
You know,
Of
he's
course
pissed
not.
off
That's
that
the kind of
oh
attitude
God,
that gets you
he
beat
might make me
quicker than
submit
anything.
because I don't
And that's
know
something
how
I don't
to
think
not
people
submit
realize.
in this game.
The
I
mental
guess.
conditioning of the WWE superstars is just as impressive as
Shit.
the
Okay,
physical
Corvan
conditioning.
with the victory over Johnny Nitro. We're just gonna roll with it in kayfabe. I wanted Nitro to get the W, but Corvan gets the W here. Hands me my first loss. 0 for 1 playing on Legendary so far. But you know what? That was way more enjoyable
Here's
than
your
any of the other
winner,
matches that I've played. Despite taking
Marcus
an L, Johnny
Corvan.
Nitro. You know, he put up a good showing, but ultimately Marcus Corvan beat that ass, and that's how it goes in kayfabe. You know, change of plans. Sometimes you just got to be willing to adjust with the stuff that happens. But that is the way it goes. As you can see, I didn't screw up by not booking their managers. The managers just decided to not be there, but whatever. So, match number 4. These guys, it is a tag team match. We've watched Mysterio and Booker last week. We've watched Lashley and Kennedy the last 2 weeks. When we've seen Mysterio the last 2 weeks as well. Tag team AI just makes my heart hurt. So we're going to simulate this match as well. Rey Mysterio, Bobby Lashley pick up the W. So what happens, I was prepared for either scenario, but Rey Mysterio picks up the pinfall over King Booker in this one. Once again, just kind of cementing that, I beat Snitsky, your little boy that you picked. I beat you last week, and I just beat you again. So Rey Mysterio is hot. Bobby Lashley, he was just focused on trying to beat the shit out of Mr. Kennedy, but Mr. Kennedy was a little snake, and he was, he was agile and didn't let Lashley get to him too much. He didn't really care that King Booker took the pin and that they lost the tag team match because Mr. Kennedy has got Rey Mysterio to worry about next week. Main event time. We got Chris Masters and Kane. We are going to play the match, and given that it was an ass beating, we are really going to have to be focused. We got Chris Masters taking on Kane in the one-on-one contest. Edge is out on commentary, but he's out as manager for Kane. But, I guess it actually works out that the managers don't show up on ringside.
From Los Angeles, California, weighing 275 pounds, Chris Masters.
Chris Masters. I was a big fan of Chris Masters back in the day, 2006, late 2005, I think. When he was getting that push, it's crazy to think that he was like 22, 23 years old at that time, and he was built like he was. I'm not really sure what worked or what didn't work out. If I'm not mistaken, I think he ultimately failed some drug tests, but I really liked Chris Masters coming out. It's a shame that he didn't win any championship gold, but right now he's in the semi-final of this kayfabe universe, so we're going to see if he can move on in the tournament. We're going to see if we can move on in the tournament, because now we're facing Kane. Last time we faced Kane, I was begging him to actually do something. I'm just going to try to skip that pyro, because that is loud. That music is a copyright trap, and we're just going to skip through that. We've seen Kane's entrance before. It's not a pay-per-view. We don't got to worry about that. It's just Smackdown. If you want to see Kane's entrance, you're on YouTube already, so you can watch that after this video. But anyway, we got these two facing off, button heads. That is a great shot for the thumbnail. But anyway, I forgot to take... I got to change the actual HUD settings.
What a reversal!
It's so great seeing these superstars in competition here tonight. I had a feeling they were going to wind up against each other sooner or later.
There were times when it seemed like it wasn't going to happen, but I can't tell you how glad I am that it did.
That's for sure. You know, anytime you throw these kind of combustible
maybe,
elements
just
into a
trying
match,
to
you're
rub some salt into the
guaranteed
wound
a
of Chris
great
Masters.
show.
You know, if he were to beat
And that's
Chris
exactly
Masters
what we're
via
seeing.
Look at
submission,
them,
given
pandering
that Chris
to the
Masters'
crowd.
signature
Nothing wrong
move
with keeping the paying
is a
customers happy
submission
while you build
itself.
some momentum. He was one step ahead on that one.
That would make sense, I guess.
Watch it. He reversed it. Man, I don't want this match to end.
I'm with you, partner, but it's got to end sooner or later.
Well, whichever way it goes, no
Chris
one can
Masters'
say that these
momentum goes
superstars
up
didn't give
so
it everything
slowly.
they
We
got.
might have to do some training
Oh
for
man,
that.
these WWE fans are fired up.
They sure are, and you know that's going to have an effect on this match.
But honestly, like some guys with slow momentum meters
Look at
and
the
stuff like that,
masterpiece. The
and
guy's
I
like
kind
a
of
piece of
found
art
this
or
out
something.
playing 2K
masterpiece is a
specifically.
piece of
If
something,
your
all right,
momentum meter is
but I'm
slow,
not sure art
then by the
is the
time
word
you
I
actually
choose.
are able to hit your finisher,
Easy, pal.
your
We got
opponent might
kids watching.
actually have enough damage to where your finisher is a finisher and not, just a move that does more damage than
I hope
all
this
the
isn't
other
the
moves.
last time we see these
So,
superstars face
with
off.
the right
I don't
guys,
say this too often, but I
slow
completely agree
momentum
with you. This
isn't
has all
necessarily
the
the
makings
worst,
of a
especially
nice,
if you
long
want your finisher to
rivalry.
be protected.
I don't
You
know
don't
how
have to
nice it
hit your
is,
finisher
but there
4
are certainly
times
some issues between
in a
these
single
superstars, and I
match.
think
That
this
just
match
sucks, and
might
sometimes
only
you
exasperate
get
them.
your momentum
Hey,
all the way
watch your
full by the
language.
time
This is a
they
family
have
show.
like a yellow body.
I said exasperate. Not,
It is
oh,
what
never
it is.
mind.
That's my take on it.
Each of these competitors is looking for the slightest hint of
I don't
weakness
know
in the
why
other.
that was.
That's the law of the jungle, and
not
injured
like a
superstars like
back
a
body
wounded
drop of some
animal.
sort.
It's
Is that really
survival of
his
the fittest.
running-
And that also means that if you're not at 100%, you've got to be able to hide
Damn,
from
we were
your
just beating the
opponent.
shit out
That's
of
absolutely
Why
right.
is
This business
Kane?
is as psychological
I didn't
as
check
it is
difficulties, but
physical.
why
You
is
can't
Kane?
let your opponents think you're easy picking.
Is it just because
Well, I
Kane
wouldn't
is not
consider
like
any
a,
of these
a
superstars to be
technical,
easy pickings, no matter how beaten up they get.
aficionado or some shit like that?
This
I didn't
capacity
necessarily
crowd is
feel
making
like
their
Marcus
opinions known
Corvon
tonight.
Yeah, the
was that
WWE
much
fans
better
aren't
than
known for
Kane,
keeping their opinions to themselves.
Marcus Corvon gave me the business, and Kane is kind of just letting me handle it.
This has been a great match so far, but I think it's pretty obvious with...
This superstar is all fired up, and so is this
Look,
capacity
what's up,
crowd.
look.
Yeah, well, one
Maybe I
mistake
should-
and we're going to see that fire put out pronto.
Kane, see Boston Crab.
Man, what
I
a
should
match.
take. I should
Kids,
really
if you're
take this
watching
out
this,
of
don't try this stuff
Kane's
at home.
moveset because it upset me last time he
These are
used the
trained
Boston Crab, and
WWE
it upset me
superstars.
again
And even
using
they
the
wind
Boston
up
Crab.
seriously
For
injured
whatever
sometimes.
reason, my
That's
screen
for
was
sure.
slightly red,
Even
even though I
me,
feel like I
a
haven't
former
taken that much damage.
WWE champion, has had his share of injuries over the years.
Here it is. He's building up a head of steam, and he's about to let his opponent have it.
And if his
Come on,
opponent
Master.
is
Okay,
smart,
Kane.
he'll get
Fighting
the
out of it.
hell out of there.
Swinging neck breaker.
Come on, quit showing
Swinging
off.
neck
This is a
breaker.
wrestling match, not a
Swinging
popularity
neck breaker. I can
contest.
speak.
We've seen
I
this
can
before.
speak.
He's been wrestling his style of match, and he's coming up on a big payoff.
Another swinging
Man, this
neck
crowd
breaker.
is really
See,
swelling
Game's
this
just
guy's
challenging
head.
me in every
There's
way
no doubt
possible.
that these fans
Not
love it, and he's
only
feeding off that energy
through
right
the
now.
game phonetically as well, making me prove myself, and I'm not mad at that. I thought that he was
Talk
about to
about
put me in another
superstars
submission.
who don't
I was
have
gonna
an
be mad
ounce
at
of
that.
wit between them. You're looking at them right
All right.
here.
And that's a potentially dangerous mindset
No,
to be
Kane,
in. If you're
with
too
the bow and
proud to
arrow, you
realize that
son
you're
of
in
a
trouble,
bitch.
you might wind up risking your
I
career for a
swear.
single match.
If I
Hey, you got to be in there every single match and
Submit
be willing to
2
do whatever it
matches
takes.
in a
You
row.
know that if you actually
I'm gonna
ever
have to do
step
some,
between those ropes.
serious
I don't have to
playthrough
have been in a match to
off
realize
camera
that jeopardizing
to
my
get
future
good
for the
with
sake
the
of one match is
GUD.
incredibly short-sighted.
You know, I'm going to replace.
I think we're about to see a
Let's see.
high-risk move
Chris
from the top
Masters, he
rope.
never goes up to the
The
top.
adrenaline is pumping.
Another
The crowd is coming alive. This is
diving
what they
elbow
came
to a
see.
standing opponent.
Hey, try to restrain yourself a little
I
bit,
guess
okay? You're
That's
supposed
what
to
you
be
get for
calling
going
this
up
down
top,
the
Chris
middle.
Masters. You shouldn't do that, brother.
Look at that. That's going to go over big with the fans and build some
Sounds good.
momentum at the same
We're
time.
gonna take
You
another
got to
swinging
watch
neck
out for your
breaker.
opponent when they're getting fired up like
We
this.
take another swinging neck breaker.
These superstars have been giving it everything they've got all
I guess Kane
night.
Heard me
They
talking
sure
that
have.
shit
And
about
that's where the
because
superb
the
conditioning of the WWE superstars
of this match
comes into
has
play.
gone
Yeah,
up a little
you're
bit,
not
I
going
would
to win a
say.
match if you're blown up 2 minutes
Who's gonna come
into
out
it.
on top?
You can
We
say
got
that
Chris
again.
Masters, Kane.
I've seen matches won and lost simply because one superstar was able to outlast their
All right,
opponent.
let's see if I can. There we go. Let's go. Big back body
I don't
drop.
think I've ever seen
I
a guy
like
as
that.
well put together as the masterpiece. He really is a work of
Here's
art.
your-
Well, I don't know art, but I know what I don't
Oof,
like.
brother.
And I don't like Masters'
Boston
arrogance.
Crab
He's
again.
got a lot more to
Bro.
accomplish before he's earned the
Kane.
right to be that high at himself, in my
Not
opinion.
happy with this performance.
It's crazy to think that we actually get paid to do a job like this. There's thousands of people out there who would do this for free.
Really? Maybe I should look into that. I could get a better broadcast
Kane, big
partner
reversal
and
there.
save the company some money at the
By
same
the big
time.
red-
Keep
Ooh,
it up,
by the
and
big
you're going
red
to
machine.
find out exactly how tough it is to do this job with your jaw wired shut.
I don't think anyone in this match has even considered that they might not walk out the winner.
Of course not. That's the kind of attitude that gets you beat quicker than anything.
And that's something I don't think people realize. The mental conditioning of the WWE superstars is just as impressive as the physical conditioning. Wow, listen to that chant.
The crowd makes a huge difference, whether they're for you or against you.
Look at that. That's going to go over big with the fans and build some momentum at the...
He's going for the pin.
2, 3. This capacity...
Here's your winner, Kane.
All right, so Kane, yeah, he got the win cleanly and fairly convincingly once again, just as he did in his first match. And so the kind of story, I guess, around this, obviously, Kane moves on to the finals. He's going to face the winner of Rey Mysterio and Mr. Kennedy. But as Chris Masters is getting up, after his defeat, he just points at Edge. Edge is still sitting at commentary, and Chris Masters just kind of freaks out. He grabs a microphone, and he just starts ripping. He starts shooting off the mic, and he says, Edge, you know, you are one lucky bastard for me to get kicked out of this tournament or to lose in this way. And if I were to face you at Judgment Day, you would not be a world champion any longer, and that the Master Lock would have, you know, made you submit, Edge, you know, the mouthpiece that he is, he's going to grab a mic as well. He's got a mic right there. He's sitting on commentary, and he says, you know what? I need to keep myself fresh. I don't give a damn after what I just saw. I don't care about facing you. I will not have anything to worry about. So, you know what? Bet your ass. I will face you next week. You can prove it. I'm not going to put my championship on the line because you lost that privilege. But, you know what? I'll whoop your ass for free next week. And then that's kind of just how the show goes out. And Kane is just kind of up at the ramp, just kind of laughing because, you know, he's going to be able to see Edge in competition, and also because he moves on in the tournament. So that is it for this week. We're going to go ahead and confirm and move on to this week's shenanigans. We'll go ahead and skip over to Sunday. ECW's got a pay-per-view going. We'll see what they got, but first we're going to do some training. We're going to send Mr. Mark Henry out to a date, and I'm going to tell you right now, Mark Henry is not going to be on this roster for very long. Not that I don't like Mark Henry. I like Mark Henry a lot, actually. But he doesn't fit into my plans for what I want to do. So we're going to build his popularity up and maybe try to trade him for somebody else that I have some more plans with. Or, at the very least, not the very least, but I might even trade him for 2 lower tiered people and try to fill out that roster to 20. Raw coming in hot with a 4-star show. Smackdown with a 2-star show. I gotta start spicing up the matches a little bit. I can't just be doing singles all the time. I'm doing it for the story, man. Come, you know, No Mercy. The popularities, it doesn't matter if we do gimmicked matches or not. We can just play single one-on-ones and win the week because our popularities will be where we want them to be just fine. Okay, ECW 3-star pay-per-view. Ric Flair with the match of the night during that pay-per-view. Let's see what they did. Okay, empty. Finley and Shad, Kelly, Rick Rude. That's provocative right there. We're gonna move on. Tori, Carlito, Nikki versus Triple H and Sabu. And then Ric Flair and Randy Orton for the ECW Championship. Ric Flair adding the ECW Championship to his resume. Would you count that as 17? That's the question. You got to, right? But, I mean, it's the WWE ECW, so that's tough. I don't know if I would count that necessarily, but that's up to you guys. I guess that's subjective. Raw with a 4-star show. They had a women's championship match. Wait, can I not see the... I don't get to see the results. Interesting. Okay. Ashley, Melina, Fatal 4-Way. Interesting. Batista, Undertaker, Khali in a ladder match. Okay. Sandman, CM Punk, parking lot brawl. Makes sense. Okay, so they had 2 championship matches, a parking lot brawl, and 2 ladder matches. ECW, Sabu, and Finley. Another 0-star match. Man, ECW shouldn't even have those 2 on the roster, but they've got such a small roster in this game. It's kind of shitty. I might just add my old creator wrestlers into the game for the other shows to fill out their rosters with a little shitty 20 popularity guys. I made the Big Show. I made Chris Jericho. and with like air quotes around all of these names because they're not very good. I'd be surprised if they were. Even to this day, I can't make a very good creative wrestler necessarily. But anyway, let alone when I was, oh gosh, I don't even know. But anyway, so getting a little off base here. So yeah, I would have been like 12 years old 15 years ago or so, and I'm sure my creative wrestlers weren't very good. But anyway, I don't like looking at those empty match cards, so I might just throw some creative wrestlers in there. But we are going to just check what we did. 3-star match for the tag team match. Okay, main event was only 2.5. That's because I don't think Chris Masters has great popularity. 2.5 to. And remember, Chavo got the win in kayfabe. Okay. And we're just going to kind of continue on with the trend of sending Mark Henry on these trophy dates. $500 literally is so insignificant in this game. It's kind of funny that they even felt the need to put that in. But first, let's check out our roster, see where everybody's at. Edge 86, Mysterio 84, Lashley 82, Kane 76, Booker 75, along with Kennedy, Elijah Burke 74, Marcus Corvon 73, Jeff Hardy 70, Nitro, Mark Henry, Matt Hardy, okay, all sub 70s. We got 2 more sub 60s. MVP, if he takes another loss, he will be a sub 60. And Chris Masters, Chavo Guerrero. That's really unfortunate because Chavo Guerrero technically should have he should be like a 62 because technically he's won 2 matches that he has lost. Okay, that's where we're at on there. No one's got any significant fatigue. Don't got to worry about Mark Henry. Chris Masters, Jeff Hardy, Dykstra, not Hardy. Okay, got just over 2 months for that, so no concern there. Don't even worry about the rivalries. Current champion still got 2 vacancies, but we're gonna get those addressed and soon. Edit available roster. We got Alex Robinson on, Big Show on. We're just gonna turn everybody on and let the computers fill out the rosters a little bit more and see if anybody does anything with the 20. But, oh no, actually, McFoley's going to stay off for now. And then all these other random dudes are going to get thrown into the game because vacant match cards, or vacant slots in match cards just are cringe, you know? It shouldn't be right in a game where you can't even fill them with like promo skits or anything like that. Okay, so Mark Henry's gonna be at like 73 popularity, right? He's at 68 before that. Yeah, Mark Henry is 73. And then to see if we were to trade for anybody, there are some people that I'm kind of looking at, Sandman and Kali. Okay, so I'm basically just going to leave Raw alone, probably. But I do want to get... There's a few guys on ECW's roster that I wouldn't know now. Sabu, Finley, Carlito, Randy Orton, and even Rick Rude are all, people that I would be more than willing to have on my roster and do something. Let's just see. I don't think it's gonna work, but let's see if it trade decline low on cash. I don't care. I ain't got no cash to spend for like 2 whole months. I'll have a pay-per-view by then. We'll be making millions. GOMD, Mr. Bradshaw. Okay. So that's probably it for Mark Henry this week. Today is Wednesday, so everyone knows what that means, and it is Kenny Dykstra podcast day. So we're gonna get that podcast done and taken care of. Plus 3, 10%. That's not bad. And then for our last one, I do want to check one more time just to see where it would make the most sense. Kane 76, Mr. Kennedy 75. Shoot, man. Chavo. It's, do you elevate a top star or do you pull one of your lower guys out of, you know, that little gutter that they're in, is the question. So Gregory Helms is on our radar for that, Chris Masters, or we just elevate Mr. Kennedy. Nah, we're gonna go ahead and send Gregory Helms on a date. I like that. I like that. With his little North Carolina charm. There we go. Boom, boom. Okay, +5, so he's probably at like a 62. That gets him out of the 50s. That's big. We're going to go ahead and get our match card set up for this next episode of Smackdown, April 26th. And match number 1, we're going to have the promo in the ring, starting it out. He's going to be making an announcement. He's going to say, "Ladies and gentlemen, I know you've been clamoring for another championship in the Smackdown division, or show, rather. I know you're not satisfied with the Cruiserweight Championship. We're trying to sign some more Cruiserweights, so some of our other Cruiserweights are in angles already. You know, Chavo, he's been entertaining fans, he's been signing autographs, he's been doing his thing, but we're trying to get another championship. And you know what championship that is? That's the United States Championship. So, at Judgment Day, we are going to be having a fatal 4-way match for the vacant United States Championship, and those members, or the members of that match, the participants will be determined over the next few weeks, not in another tournament, but they will be competing in a series of qualifying matches. So, we're going to get it kicked off right away with our first match. Two fairly new, relatively new members of the roster, Matt and Jeff Hardy. However, it's not going to be your typical one-on-one match. And that is because Matt and Jeff Hardy, they come out to the ring and they announce, in true Smackdown fashion, they're going to make this one-on-one match between brothers a hardcore match, just like they did in, 2002 or something like that. It's not for the hardcore championship, but this is going to be a hardcore match. The GM loves it. Both brothers are down for it. They say, you know, let's fucking do it. Let's put on a show. And we are in New Jersey, and so I got nothing to say about anybody in New Jersey. I have no opinion. So we're going to move on to match 2. That hardcore match is just kind of initially slated to be a regular singles match. However, the Hardy brothers decide to make it into a hardcore match. Now, after this match, after the first match, we see Johnny Nitro and MVP confronting Marcus Corvon and Elijah Burke. They say, "What's up, dicks? We want a match against you guys." Tag team. Marcus Corvon, Elijah Burke, they're not really with it. Marcus Corvon says, "Look, man, I just beat you last week. I beat you with another blah, blah, blah. And so, therefore, I don't think I should give you another match, or we should give you another match. How about you go out there and prove it, and I'll tell you what, I'll send somebody out there who's looking for a match. I heard he's pretty hungry, so you're going to have your hands full, but you get through this match, and then we'll talk next week." Johnny Nitro, MVP just kind of look at each other. They kind of scoff at one another. They know that they got their ass beat. Johnny Nitro, he took that L. I took that L on behalf of Johnny Nitro. I'm not happy about it, so I can't imagine how he's feeling. So whatever, they got nothing to say. They kind of got put on the spot. Marcus Corvon, it got him, but anyway, they walk away. Elijah Burke says, "By the way, your match is next, so you better get your ass out there." So what they do is they go ahead and they get their ass out there. Marcus Corvon and Elijah Burke. Elijah Burke accompanies Marcus Corvon, not the other way around, but they face none other than the Big Red Machine, Kane, and it's not going to be a fun one. Oh, excuse me, not Marcus Corbin. I got confused because Elijah Burke or Marcus Corbin was already in there. But MVP and Johnny Nitro, excuse me, and then Kane comes out in the game. Kane's gonna have to come first because that's how it works. But Kane comes out after Johnny Nitro and MVP. Johnny Nitro shits himself. MVP is like, damn, he's got good reason to shit himself because I got my ass beat in the first round of the tournament by Kane, and so that's that match. We will probably figure out our promos afterwards. Gregory Helms versus William Regal is our next match. So it's a little bit of a change of pace for these guys because they've been competing in tag team matches. However, Kenny Dykstra, he's the young, frustrated guy in the back. Gregory Helms trying to calm him down. He's like, look, man, this is what's going to go down. We're going to switch things up a little bit. We haven't been able to get things figured out for the tag team division, but you know what? Let's do some singles competition. Let's try to get right that way, correct some of the mistakes that we're making, fix our fundamentals, and then we will be back in our winning ways. So, what you think about that? And Kenny Dykstra, he's just kind of, dismissive a little bit, kind of rolling his eyes, but he's like, all right, man, I trust you. So let's go ahead. We'll get out there. William Regal, Gregory Helms. It's going to be one-on-one, and we'll see how that goes. And then match number 4, as you know, we've got Edge versus Chris Masters. I don't know if you knew that it was going to be now. However, this match was made last week in this episode after Chris Masters took that L to Kane in the World Heavyweight Championship Contendership Tournament. He started talking shit to Edge. Edge made him back up that shit talk, and we're going to see how that plays out tonight. So Chris Masters and Edge are going to go and face off one-on-one. And then in our main event for this evening, this story is going to need some backstory, or this match is going to need some backstory, excuse me. So, what we're doing, Mr. Kennedy, Bobby Lashley. That's what's going on. We're doing another rematch. We're doing the rubber match. Match 3 of 3. Mr. Kennedy's got one, Bobby Lashley's got one. Mr. Kennedy, albeit he got his match in a count-out victory. However, Bobby Lashley did win his match by escaping the cage, not by pinning Mr. Kennedy either. So, this match starts by Bobby Lashley complaining to the GM. He's honorably complaining. I wouldn't say he's bitching to the GM, but he's honorably complaining because he's like, bro, how are you going to let the #1 contendership tournament get determined by a count-out victory? Like, what is up with that? I don't think you agree with that. I don't think that sits right with you. The general manager is like, I kind of agree. And Mr. Kennedy, he sees the shenanigans that they're trying to pull, whether they're really shenanigans or not. Kennedy, he comes up, calls them on their bullshit. He's like, are you guys really trying to conspire against me right now again? You already tried to send me through a steel cage match. I proved to you, Lashley, that you could not beat me in a singles one-on-one competition. And I don't understand what you guys are trying to get at, why you guys are trying to cock block me so aggressively to face Edge at Judgment Day. And so what happens is the general manager is like, listen, Mr. Kennedy, you got to cut your shit. You've got an attitude. I don't even think you've pinned anybody since you've been on this show. So with that being said, we're going to have another match tonight. Bobby Lashley, Mr. Kennedy. However, this is the stipulation. This is the shtick. Mr. Kennedy versus Bobby Lashley in a no disqualification match. In this game, it's going to be a hardcore match because there's no such thing other than a normal match. I can change the match rules the week of. Okay, so it's not called a hardcore match. I just realized that right now. But anyway, Mr. Kennedy, Bobby Lashley, they're going to go one-on-one with one another, and it's going to be no countouts, no disqualifications. Somebody's got to pin or submit. I will not take anything else as an acceptable outcome, and gosh dang it, you two better get it figured out or else there's going to be some hell to pay. So, with that being said, your match is the main event. Go and get ready. This segment probably starts, we're going to say it happens right here. And we're going to fill the promo spot with Mr. Kennedy. Yeah, so, and then we got to fill the second promo spot, but this is the match card. Match 1, the Hardy Boys in a hardcore match. Match 2, Kane versus Nitro in a singles match set up by Corvon and Burke. Match number 3, William Regal versus Gregory Helms in singles competition. Match number 4, Edge versus Chris Masters in singles competition. And then match number 5, Lashley versus Mr. Kennedy. Man, I feel like we're gonna set this as a hardcore just for like the ratings sake, I suppose, because both of these guys certainly could use it. Yeah. Cool. So yeah, this is the match card. We're gonna go ahead and fill this promo slot. We're already back up to 687,000, so we don't even have to worry about that. Rivalry attack I could show you, but I'm not going to. Title match. I don't have a title match. Inactive. Let's see who's inactive. Ooh, lots of guys are inactive. That's not what we want to be doing, but we got to set up the story a little bit. These guys are happily active. Mark Henry, I don't know if he's even real. Snitsky, Chavo, Ray, and King Booker. Rey Mysterio's, he's got a bye week preparing for his match. It will now be either Mr. Kennedy or Bobby Lashley, so we got some inactivity, but I'm not super concerned about that. So we'll just go ahead and do advertising. Not actually, fuck the advertising, we'll do inactive, we'll keep Rey Mysterio, do a little Rey promo, little screen vignette. So I'm not going to confirm because bad things happen when we confirm before we want to, and we're going to call it there. Thank you for watching. If you are still here, maybe consider subscribing to the channel, giving the video a like. It's all free, but most appreciated is some feedback down below. Anything you like, dislike, any ways that we could get better, what you're looking forward to. Yeah, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.